primordial black holes, arguing that since space-time is so bent in a black hole that many of these primordial black holes could be fluctuating into white holes all the time for short-lived bursts, even for just a few instants. Some have argued that supernovae that we detect in the far reaches of the universe may in fact be the disseminations of these white holes. So what happens after a black hole theoretically becomes a white hole? Well, it will disgorge all the energy and matter it consumed over the years back into space. And since objects inside a white hole can leave and interact with the outside world, but nothing can get in, the interior is cut off from the universe's past. No external event will ever affect the inside. This is why physicists have described a white hole as a black hole's time reversal, or a video of a black hole played backward. It's like a bouncing ball being the time reversal of a falling ball. While a black hole's event horizon is a sphere of no return, a white hole's event horizon is a boundary of no admission, a sort of space-time's most exclusive club. To a spaceship crew watching from afar, a white hole looks exactly like a black hole because it has mass and might also spin. A ring of dust and gas could gather around the event horizon, the bubble boundary separating the object from the rest of the universe. However, what will inform them that they're observing a white and not black hole is when the hole does a belch or spits out content from deep within its belly. What happens if a black hole and a white hole collide? Well, the encounter will have to happen quickly because white holes don't last long. Mind you, not lasting long is a relative term in space where events take place for billions of years, so do not assume we are speaking of minutes or hours. As these two massive forces approach each other, the black hole will instantly get the As these two massive forces approach each other, the black hole will instantly get the advantage. The white hole doesn't stand a chance because it has no choice but to spit energy at its opponent. The black hole is an insatiable receiver, while the white hole is an uncontrollable giver, a match made in heaven. The mass the white hole is expelling is also being turned into energy for the black hole. This won't be a quick battle either, as the black hole can feed on the white hole for thousands of years. As it keeps feeding, the black hole grows larger and larger. Eventually, the black hole will completely swallow the white hole. With so much...
What's the most distant galaxy ever seen? I've shown in another video the farthest object I've ever captured, and it was 806 million light years away. And that was with my home telescope. But what's the farthest object the Hubble Space Telescope has ever captured? A galaxy is a huge collection of gas, dust, and billions of stars and their solar systems, but they look like tiny specks when seen from so far away. Now, despite the expansion of the universe, which stretches light's wavelengths, and space filled with light-blocking neutral atoms, the Hubble Space Telescope still managed to shatter the distance record and saw a galaxy 13.4 billion light years away. If you factor in the expanding universe, this galaxy is now 32 billion light years away. The light we see from this galaxy began its journey 9 billion years before the Earth was even formed. Thanks for watching.
Did you know that the residual glow of the Big Bang can be seen on TV at any time? Turn on an old analog TV between channels. There, in front of you, will be a screen full of black and white specks, about 1% of which are caused by photons that have remained since the inception of all things. This is the cosmic microwave background, or CMB, radiation noise uniformly filling the universe. So, is it possible to see the Big Bang itself, the mystery of our origin, which remains relevant to this day? What if you replicate it in a laboratory? It's incredible that scientists' attempt of such a recreation was a success in this year. Today, you will learn about the most unusual explanation for what caused the Big Bang. Perhaps the first thing you should understand about the Big Bang is that it was not an explosion in the usual sense and did not occur inside of anything. Let's go back to the very beginning of time, as if we were rewinding an incredibly long film about the history of the universe to the very first frames. If we were to view the entire film in reverse, in just a day, the history of mankind would have fit in about 0.4 seconds and ended long before the opening credits disappeared from the screen. The first animals would appear about an hour after you comfortably settled down with popcorn. For more than 7 hours, you would wait for scenes of the formation of the Earth and the solar system. And then, for another 16 hours, you would suffer in anticipation, waiting for the incredible, phenomenal power of the explosion. However, we would never see this explosion, since the name Big Bang, which was given to this phenomenon as a joke by an ardent opponent of the theory of Sir Fred Hoyle from the University of Cambridge, hides the reality that it was an expansion. An explosion is a shock wave caused by a sharp separation of high-pressure gas and low-pressure gas. The universe, in the early stage of the Big Bang, was compressed, with all its mass and energy concentrated into one super dense point. Smaller than an atom, and even subatomic particles, and it was also heated to 1,000 nonillion Kelvin, or a Kelvin, or about 180 nonillion degrees Fahrenheit, which the Belgian astronomer Georges Lemaitre called the cosmic egg. Considering time, it was necessary for the universe to grow from this point to its current size with a certain expansion rate. While taking into account its temperature, scientists came to the conclusion that it was about 13.8 billion years old. Sure enough, the Big Bang Theory is more than a description of how a tiny object became so enormous. As this ball of pure, colossal energy expanded and cooled, various
అసాధారణ ECG.
Abnormal ECG. Sessile.
కాంపట్ర
energy expanded and cooled. Various states of matter, energy, and even forces of